What up, guys? Welcome back to Go to the 2 Comma Club. Justin here, and today's two-day recap is for July 9th and 10th. I'm back from Lake Tahoe now. I was there for the weekend, so I apologize. I was there for like 3 full days, so I obviously couldn't get any work done, but I'm back, and I'm making the editing. I'm trying to streamline it a little bit more, so hopefully this video will be proof that I can get this done quicker, so let's just see how it goes. In fact, it will go quicker because I forgot to take screenshots for the second day, so it wasn't an eventful day, though. We lost like $600, and that is a text. Sorry about that. All right, so let's just jump right into it and see how we did. So the stocks did very well. You can see here, mostly green. And then by the end of the day, the Dow did very well, finished up 320 points. So phenomenal day for the Dow. Netflix, or not Netflix, well, Netflix did do well, but NASDAQ also did really well. And then, of course, Netflix, Google, Amazon had really good days. Tesla had a really good day. Universal Display had a really good day, and speaking of Universal Display, let's talk about the trades that we did. So on July 9th, our OLED shares, we did have to sell our shares because the covered call that we sold last week expired in the money, and I didn't choose to buy back the call, so I just let my shares get called away. So we lost our 100.1 shares or whatever, how much we had, and then we did do a trade. We bought a Tesla call, $350 strike for January 17th, 2020 expiration. And we also bought a Weight Watchers call. At this point, they were still doing well, and I was getting FOMO. I wanted to get back into the position. So I bought a $105 strike. And obviously, as you're watching this in September, you know that Weight Watchers isn't doing very well. They're like around $70 a share. So we're not doing really well with that position. But that was the call that we did get. Thankfully, we just got one. So those were the trades. Let's go into our positions. We did have a lot of winners today. We made about, you'll see in a little bit, that we made about $3,300 in the stocks total. So our positions, our Universal Display positions were really well. You can see there's 3 of them in a row. Our 2 call positions that we have in our stocks, the stock shares went up a lot. So like you can see $380 we made on the right-hand side. You can see we made $380 for the 160 call, and we made $300 on the $100 strike call, and then we made $335 for the stock. So overall, we made about $1,000 between those 3 positions. So Universal Display did very well for us today. And then Boeing went up 23%. Our call options on Boeing went up 23.1%. We made $432. And then our biggest gainer, we had Tesla. Our 420 strike call went up 13%. So we made about $1,000 with that. So obviously, you'll see what happens with that one in the near future when that whole infamous tweet that Elon had. So you'll see what happens with that one soon enough. So let's go to the losers. We didn't have too many, and you can see our balance there was we finished a little over 190,000, so we made about $3,300. Really excited about that. Not much losers. Our JD calls did go down 16.8%, and our Twitter calls went down 21%. So that was not good. And then our SPY put. Our 2 puts went down because, the Dow and the NASDAQ went up, so our puts went down. So not a good day for that, but overall, very happy with how the day ended up. So let's just go. Now, I forgot to take screenshots of the positions for the July 10th, so I apologize for that. But thankfully, it was a very uneventful day. We didn't have many winners or losers. We lost $643, so it really wasn't that big of a day. So we'll just skip that for now. So in terms of news, again, I'll post links in the description for these articles. This one article I'll link to, it says, "This rally in stocks is a last hurrah, warns Guggenheim's Maynard." I don't know who that guy is, but yeah. But, trade war stuff, kind of back and forth. Same old story. And so I will post links for that. The articles, I do want to talk about the top 2 articles of the day for July 9th. We're going to talk about Amazon. They got a stock price increase on their broad-based strength. So that article, which I'll pull up now. So this article, GBH Insights analyst Daniel Ives, he gave Amazon a price target increase to $2,000 from $1,850 a share. So that is awesome. And as you know, Amazon did hit 2,000 briefly. It has since pulled back. So if you're watching this in late September, Amazon right now is still under 2,000, but they did hit it for a moment, and they did hit that $1 trillion market cap for a moment. But this article does say that by 2019 it could hit a market cap of $1 trillion. But he was a little late. It actually did happen earlier. but it's since pulled back. But it's a good article talking about why he thinks Amazon will keep growing. So it's a really good article to read about that. Yeah. Oh, and this one quote here, he said that the company is on track to handle about 50% of all U.S. e-commerce spending by 2019, which is insane, because if you think of all the websites you can order from online, for half of it to be from Amazon, that's just incredible. And that's awesome. Yeah, so this next article, the number 2 article of the day for July 9th is Barclays raises price target for Netflix to $450 a share from $370. He does mention he's a little cautious about their, I had to look this word up, deluge of originals on the service. That means like a flood. So there's basically just tons of originals on Netflix. And if you've been on Netflix, you know you're scrolling through and you just see originals, Netflix originals, Netflix originals, Netflix originals. And there's a lot of originals, and it's almost hard to see like what they all have. And I can see what his point is, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I just think you just have a lot to watch. And so, in fact, when my girlfriend and I were at Lake Tahoe this last weekend, we got hooked on a Netflix original cooking show. It was called The Great British Baking Show. And it was a pretty fun show to watch. And one of my favorite actors from the IT crowd is in the 5th season. Really funny guy. But anyways, I like it. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But he also, so he mentioned that. And so if you want to read more info, it's a really short article. It's like 1 paragraph, but you can have a look at that. So in terms of news for July 10th, again, the tariffs, the worrying about tariffs has kind of receded a little bit. So that's what one of the headlines says. Again, back and forth. This is the moment where people weren't really scared about trade tariffs. So that's why the stocks did well. The Dow did go up 143 points, and then the Nasdaq went up 3 points. So it's kind of flat, but still a decent day as a whole. Now our top 2 articles. Oh, in fact, and then on the screenshot that you'll see here that I took like the next morning. Again, Dow is set to skid more than 200 points as Trump trade war fears intensified. It's literally back and forth. You guys know the drill by now. So yeah. But anyway, so the top 2 articles for July 10th. We're going to talk about Amazon again. So Amazon goes on the offensive to counter Walmart in India. Let's talk about this article first. Obviously, as you know, India is one of those markets everyone's trying to break into. It's a huge market. Amazon has been competing with Flipkart for a while, and Flipkart has recently been mostly acquired by Walmart. They didn't acquire them, but they bought a majority stake of the company. So Walmart has a really good leg up right now in India, but Amazon is stepping up their game, it says. It says that they originally decided to invest $5 billion in India, but a recent CNBC report credits unnamed sources with saying that it's now raising that figure by $2 billion. So we'll see what happens with that. Again, I have a position with Amazon. I still got that 1 call. Even in September, I'm still holding on to an Amazon call. So you'll see what happens with that. But I hope Amazon does well, obviously, because then we can make more profits. So anyways, last article of the day. Tesla signs deal to build a massive China factory in Shanghai. So they're calling it the Gigafactory 3. This is going to help them kind of circumvent the tariffs because originally, Tesla had to raise the prices for their cars in China by $20,000 a piece, which is nuts. I mean, that's enough for a car right there, $20,000. So that's just insane. I'd be pissed if I was someone who lived in China. Now, by them building a factory in China, they're not having to import the cars into China, so they kind of avoid that tariff. So that's what they're hoping to do. They're hoping to build it in the next 2 years. So we're going to see what happens with that. I'm very confident that that's going to turn out very well. And I think that about wraps it up. So if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to just upload this and start editing and then try to film the next one. But yeah, what I'm going to do is you'll notice in the last video, I kind of named off a lot of the articles that I was going to skip and I would link to the description. This time, I'm not doing that. I'm only mentioning the articles that I will talk about. And so hopefully that'll save time on the editing. And I'll put again, check the description if you missed anything. I'll put all the links in there, even the ones I haven't talked about in the video. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.